So try to change my mind. They go no flipping my love. I need someone to hear. I need no make no try my love. I need someone to pick me. Na, na, na. Baby.
I know. It's time for the full 180. I don't know what it is, what it ain't, what it's gonna be, man. What's happening? You know, it's time for the full 180. I'm your shooter T. I double K Y. And we're gonna get right into it. We not study stepping today, man. I hope you had a good Tuesday. 2 more days. The countdown is on. The countdown is on. Woo! A lot of self-care is gonna happen this year. I promise you. A lot of it. Look, man, this is when the 418, this is when we get down. We get a insight, to our world. Many of us have been in the 360 and we chose to do a full 180, man. And what does that mean? That means making a better us and in a better community by us living and seeing our truth, having a chance to reflect and understand some of the ways that we have that we do need to change. Not living in the same mind concept of, hey, it's them. It's not, no, it's not them. It's you too. It's us. We have a part to play and we gotta fix us. You work on you, I work on me, and it's for the betterment of us. So this is what we talk about, man. Look, it has if I seem real kind of low in energy, we good. When I tell you it's the countdown at school, and it's just be like, oh my God, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. But I'm excited tomorrow to see my fourth graders go on and do big things in a very supernatural way. They're moving on to the fifth grade. So that's going to be shout out to our valedictorian, none other than Mr. Lyndon Washington. Put some respect on his name. I call him King. Man, I can't wait to see the big things his brother does coming into his world, man. We didn't get a chance to run. I didn't get a chance to run a promo this week, but when I tell you the show is going to be exciting. Of course, our own licensed therapist, LPC, official with like a referee with a whistle. She is, which he'll be out, but of course, I got my people with me. You know where I go, I'm like, with it. I keep my people with me. Of course, the mayor, or should I say U.S. Black History, will be here later. But right now, I got my girl, the Jules. She'll show. I know she's getting herself prepared. I know what she'll be doing in the background. But with that being said, let me get into a couple things that's going on. Look, you can always go to or scan this barcode in order to get right into the show. Let me give you the show. I'll tell you, this has been a day. There you go, man. You can scan that barcode right there. It'll get you all the alerts of what's going on, what's coming about. I got a couple big things I want to do during the summer, man. So I'm gonna get with the crew. We're gonna figure it out and make sure you have a front row seat. We're going to hear from you, hear from you, hear from you. On Thursdays, man, I am live and living local right there at Bar Louie. On Thursday nights we do R&B bingo and we do karaoke. R&B bingo, if you've never heard it before, it's basically the preschool game, bingo, how they do it with numbers. We just do it with R&B songs. It's a continuous play of R&B music, and then you too can just dab your papers. Excuse me, dab your papers 5 in a row. Hey, sometimes get you like 150. We done went up to 250 before. So man, if you haven't been to it yet, the first game starts at 8:30. I normally get cracking right at 7. So shout out to Bar Louie, man. I always have a good time on a Thursday, especially with my sisters, Bent on ENT, Devonna, Tori. Yep, they're always in the building, man. So we like to hang out. We just make it a fun, festive time. We got one rule when you do karaoke. You know the song, sing the song with them. That's all we ask, man. Other than that, we do all the slide dances. We get live. We get live. Then we Turn up for Feel Good Fridays. Feel Good Fridays, the after work party. For those who still be working during the summer, man, you got a place where you can come, let your hair down, come with your girls, your homeboys, get you some good eats, some drinks, and just let your hair down, listen to some real good music, man. It's grown folks only. Tell people, Bar Louie is not a club. It's not a club. It is a place where grown folks can come out, hang out, eat something, chill with your kin people, your girls, your homies, whatever, whatnot, and go home safely and securely without any problems. That's why I like doing it. This is what we do. So yes, yes, yes. That is, let's see what else I got going on. I think that's about it. Of course, my people are slowly coming in. Oh, let me hit you with the 30-day challenge. If you didn't see it, I posted the 30-day relationship challenge. You need to start this in June. What you see day one, send a sweet good morning text, play a game together, give your spouse a compliment, share your favorite couple memory, listen to your spouse without interruption, tell your spouse one thing you love about them, share a fantasy, watch a movie together. Man, watch a movie together. Ask 20 questions to know your spouse better. Share what you did all day. Plan a future trip together. Send a card. Share your favorite couple picture. Know your partner's love language. Share your favorite couple tour memory. Make a playlist of 10 songs and listen together. Share why you fell in love with them. Eat your spouse's favorite food. Be careful. Send a thoughtful miss you text. Sing together, talk till late night just because, room up for your spouse and have a date, cook together, stay connected the whole day. Hey, Dallas got big things going on. There's like a cheesecake thing that you can do. Oh man, look, you ain't found it. I definitely want to do that. There's a couple things I want to do this year myself. Stay connected the whole day. Challenge each other to share the best joke, share a secret, send a flirty text while they are at work. Say I love you. Send a romantic goodnight text. Write a long love letter. Man, when's the last time you wrote a letter? Like a real letter. You know, just saying, I do. You know I do. How long has it been since you did that? Think about it. You know how you used to write your love letters when you was in school? You know, I think of a love letter, I think of my own piece of jewelry, Miss Jules. They just start out, what would it be? What would the love letter say to a fine piece of jewelry like this? I mean, look, I don't really be disrespectful with baby. Just probably wouldn't disrespect. But just sorry what you love.
What'd you say?
I said if somebody wrote you a love letter, how would it start?
How would it go?
Yeah. What's the beginning?
I don't know. I don't
Y'all
know.
know? Look,
I don't know.
You know, how you don't
You put me
know?
on the spot. Like I
I mean,
had people write me love letters.
Did you read them or did you just be like, forget it? I don't want to hear that.
No, I read them. Like that. I love a good love letter. Like a good, sincere love letter, confessing their love, or just acknowledging the depth of their love. I love that. That's an amazing feeling, because I feel like when people put pen to paper, it's an effort, you know, and you know, unless they like some natural poet, that's what they do on a regular basis. But if that's not their natural skills, you know, that's not their what they aspire to be,
Did
then
somebody
it's
say poet?
super special.
Yeah, there you go. There go the poet. Didn't even know. Look, he's so
Listen, this is the person you should be asking, how should the love letter start?
I already know you will start. Indeed, wrote a poet.
Right.
All right, what's up, big dog?
What's going on, peoples?
What's happening, family?
What
How
it
was
do,
your day,
baby?
brother?
Nah, it was straight. Just busy. for the most part.
Good.
Busy for the most part. How about y'all? How was y'all day?
It
Oh
was
man,
good, productive.
it's getting there.
Productive.
It's getting there, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's getting there. The real getting there. I'm cleaning out my room as we speak. So,
You cleaning out
but
your
it's
room? Oh, you talking about for the
yeah, man.
kids?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
say,
Cleaning out my
okay,
room as we speak. As we
for the
speak.
kids.
Yeah. So,
Nah, man.
hey,
Them kids ready. Them kids, they checked out just like the teachers checked out right now.
look, bro, we just be walking around like zombies. Like, is it over? Is it over? I'm ready for it to be over, man. I'm ready for it to be, just need a break. Just need a break, man. Let's go sit by some water. Just need a break. Need a break.
About to be on that.
Man, for
Yeah.
sure. All right, well, look, I was trying to play a little brain teaser, a little something to start the show so we can get right into it. So let me play this. Tell me what you think. All right? No. I need to know.
I can't hear it. Gee, I can't hear it.
Feel like, or I feel that you left the realm of feeling and gone into the realm of thought. So I feel like you're about to leave me. That's not a feeling. See what you mean is I feel afraid. See what you mean is I feel anxious. What's the feeling? So I feel like you're about to do this is your own thought, right? It's I would say monkey brain, thinking. You need to do with me. You feel
Sometimes let's get to it. She said, if you say I feel like or feel that, then you're in a realm of thoughts. You're not necessarily in your feelings. What do y'all think?
You're in your thoughts and not in your feelings.
Yeah, you're in a realm, you're not in the necessarily realm of thoughts. So that's she said, it's power for you. So if I say I feel like or I feel that, that is a realm of thoughts. That's not necessarily a thought of feeling. But instead, you should say like, I feel afraid, or I feel, I don't feel secure. Instead of saying, I feel like your shirt is too gray. Is that my thought, or is that really my feeling?
Your
That might,
feeling.
that might
If you
be
say
how I
my shirt,
feel.
Huh? But is it around? But
That
it
might be
could be a
how I
thought,
feel. Here's the
I
deal.
right?
mean,
You can't tell me how to feel. You can't you can't you can't tell me what I feel and what I don't feel.
Your feelings are valid. Your feelings are valid.
And
However,
here's the deal too. I may not be able to fully process the way that you do. I don't if I don't process the way that you do, um, how are you going to dictate how I should process?
that part. So I think what she's trying to say is maybe not address your fear or not impart your fear on them, but articulate your own fear that's going on to cause you to feel a certain kind of way. Like instead of me saying, you know, I feel like you just making up stuff. You know what I'm saying? I can say like, I don't think that's the truth. Or that I feel like, I have trust issues with, what's been going on or what the statement is, or, I have internal trust issues with stuff like that. So give me some time to process it and think through it or whatever, instead of saying, oh yeah, you're a liar. You know what I mean?
I can
Or
dig that. I can
I
dig
don't I
that.
don't really get what she's really trying to say, but that's the only thing that would make sense to me, is to not like attack a person based on, like, I'm gonna tell you something that people irritate me with. If somebody called me and say, well, why you ain't called me in the last month or so?
Mm-hmm.
Or don't you miss me? That irritates me. Like, How about you just call me and say, I missed you, or I've been thinking about you, or whatever it is, instead of making an accusation that you want me to answer to as to why I ain't been calling you. Like,
You
it's
know
a
what that
two-way
is?
street. What?
Avoidance.
Mm.
I'm just
And
saying.
yeah,
Can't
that's
stand it. I
avoidance
can't
at its best.
stand it. It drives me crazy because it's like,
Didn't you want to cook me some food?
yeah, oh, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that.
You didn't want
Mm-mm.
to? Ah, okay.
Now, if I wanted to, I would have just did it. Like, that's what you want me to say to you?
Or
Like,
just ask. Just be like, yo,
But
is that what
see,
you
yo,
want?
but some of us ask with already a preconceived answer. So even if I tell D, nah,
Avoidance.
bro, I didn't want to cook. Or nah, if I say, well, yeah, I was gonna cook. Nah, you wouldn't. That ain't true. But bro, how you gonna tell me that I wasn't gonna cook, bro? If I told you I was going around the corner, bro, that's where I went. Nah, you didn't go around the corner.
That
I
right
did.
there, like all of that, like keep that. Say that for
Yeah.
somebody else. Cause that for
It's
me,
like,
well, it's gonna have me cut you off real quick. Because if you call me and accuse me of something, or be trying to like make it seem like I should have did something else, or I'm not doing enough for you, then I'm gonna be like, I'm good, because I put the energy in, I put in, and if it ain't match your energy, it ain't what you need, then I'm probably not the person for you, because it takes too much of me to change who I am naturally to just get some normalcy. You know what I mean? Like, don't be calling me. You ain't called me today, or you ain't texted me in the last hour, or you ain't thinking of me. No,
so
I
Jerome,
ain't.
so Jerome from Martin can't be like, you ain't call nobody? You can't
Yep,
call
right.
nobody?
You can't
you,
call
you,
nobody. I be looking
oh,
at you like, you got my number? Now, matter of fact, don't use it. Don't use it.
oh, oh, that's funny. You ain't called no. Hey,
Just shoot that
that's
text and
real.
just be like, shoot that quick text.
That's
Nah.
good. That's a true thing. I like the part when you said the whole accusatory thing. It's just like you it turns into a back and forth, and then the conversation really goes.
Well,
Well, I'm
it's
gonna
Because
just
tell you.
the
go ahead.
feeling of not being enough or doing enough. Like,
But do we ever do enough? Do you ever really do enough?
listen,
I don't think
that's
I
that.
ever truly.
Remember we talked about love languages and things like that? And like some people, I mean, like your core or your primary language is it's good to be with somebody that can kind of that complements that, you know? It
Mm-hmm.
makes it effortless and easy to just really communicate with each other without feeling guarded or having to protect your words.
Yes, when you can sit in a room and actually be very open and have open dialogue, and I don't have to dance around your feelings. This is
No
what I say.
judgment.
I don't like well, this the way you said it. It was like, but I allow you to talk to me any type of way. I don't come in with my feelings on my shoulders. If you want to talk, let's talk. What I don't run from conversation. I'm always feeling. But if we're gonna do it, then let's do it. But I even tell I've always said me having a kid at a certain age, if he want to wake up and talk and we need to talk, let's talk. I don't even there's a form
No.
yeah, because I want to be open enough to talk to him because and I can only say that because that's how I was raised. I was open enough to knock on the door. If I want to talk, maybe I'll let my own man get coherent. And I'm like, all right, look, man, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm feeling, da 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 da. And then we'll have a conversation. And even if I'm in a state of frustration, it's cool. Like if I get passionate and raise my voice, he didn't take it as I was talking at him, right? Everything was still done in respect. And just like now, my grandmother, she sits around and we can have real conversation. Which means I had a great conversation with my grandmother on Mother's Day. But we can have real conversation with her and she listens to us. Like not only and I think when you listen, you hear. So she's listening and she's hearing us. and then she'll give us her take on what she's thinking. But she doesn't just dismiss us when we're talking to her. And that's what I love about, that's predominantly in my whole family. Like when we have conversation, we have conversation. Nobody's in their feelings, nobody's roughed up. It's just, hey man, we can talk. Let's talk. And Teddy Campbell will say, can we talk? I don't know. To each his own, tomato. But let's go and get into it. Jules, you ready? Because you brought this to the table, so I'm gonna let you handle it. So check this out.
Basketball men and white women. What's that about? Playing sports and white women.
Majority of what we see is men choosing women who are willing to do for them what needs to be done or what they need to feel within a relationship. She probably waits on him hand and foot, gives him sound advice, talks to him respectfully, and the list goes on and on and on. We don't talk about in our community is the war between men and women. Why we do it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People that look like we don't treat each other, show up for each other the way that we need to. And we're all day long. I have clips in my phone, even from other podcasts and other things that go viral. You really have women that look like you, that are saying, we don't need men. We don't need them. But you're the same women that say, we don't need y'all. You get mad, but they go elsewhere.
X.
But I don't hear people going crazy when Serena marries her husband or Eve marries her husband. Because it's a double standard.
Yeah.
Right? They'll say, I'll take that billionaire too.
Mm-hmm.
But again, are we focused on the love aspect or are we focused on what you think or how that looks?
Mm-hmm.
I'm big on, black love, but I'm also big on love.
Mm-hmm.
So, was it Jules or was it D?
It was D.
Oh, okay, then I apologize. So, D,
Same thing.
I'm gonna let you speak to it. Yeah, same thing. I'm gonna go and let you speak to it. Why? On the topic was why choose the other one? Why choose the other woman, bro?
You talking about the egg white?
Hey, the egg white, the mixed version of the egg white, the overseas
based
egg
off
white, whatever you want to call it.
Based off the brother, he pointed out something about a war between the African American man and the African American woman, and the first question is, do you think that war exists? And second question I would bring up is, do you think that war, a casualty of that war, that back and forth, is that African American men are choosing egg whites or someone else outside of the race?
Jules, ladies first.
Like, I support interracial, like wholeheartedly. And that's only because I believe that without it, our culture would die because we don't make enough children and have enough, solid Black families to multiply and enough number to, grow as a.
Oh my God, D, you just started, bro. Slow down. Come on, man. He played
But
Juice. That's
I
what
just feel like
Juice supported.
Hey.
I do. Actually, I do. And I feel like I think all that stereotypical behavior that goes in our Black community, that the world likes to put out there, is kind of destroyed by it, because when you get in a relationship with someone that's outside of your race or your ethnicity, then you have to look at, culture and religion and all of that differently. Like
Sure.
when it comes to loving somebody, especially culture, like just traditions of men, everybody has their own expectations and their own stigmas. But I feel like with Black women, we the world says that we are not supported and that we are not beautiful and that we are angry and all these things, but I don't know a lot of those angry Black women. I just don't.
Well,
And I feel like everybody it has seasons of where they're working out their personalities or growing, and they are shaped by what they watch and what they see and what they do.
sure.
So if you're around people who are angry and Black, then you probably are going to be a product of that. If that's what's expected of you, then that's probably what you're a product of. But like even growing up, I think most of the Black women that I was surrounded by were quiet and timid and overlooked and not treated fairly, not protected. So maybe when they get their voice, they're a little angry. I don't know. But as far as to why they don't, I don't think we have I don't have a stigma for interracial relationships, but I do have friends who think that you should only date Black. And like I do applaud women that, step outside of their race for the opportunity to just see that, the different dynamics of relationships across culture. Like I don't really have nothing negative to say about it. I feel like even with like sports people, people, athletes and everything, I think that the reason why they're dating mostly outside of their race is because that's who around them 24/7. Like it's
That's
about numbers versus
Mm.
it. How many Black cheerleaders on the team?
I mean, she might not be Keisha, but she might be. They
I'm
got.
just
They got.
saying. I'm just saying, prospectively, like who your trainers, the people you constantly interacting with, the people that are around you, supporting you, the people that are diehard fans that got the money to be out there anyways, like that, chasing you down. Like your options is just more like broader when it comes to that dynamic because guess what? There's more of them than us.
Well, I got you. I got you. But here's the deal. I also think that it just. I guess I don't know. How would you say this? Do you honestly think though, like that's his first choice?
I don't know. Like I'm not a
Yeah.
guy. Like I don't ever think
Okay,
from
so
this
say if it
angle.
was you, say if it was you, right?
Hmm.
Like, you know, because you like pink arrangements. So
I like
the
what?
reality pink arrangements. So the reality is it's one of those things where it's if you reached a certain financial status, right? Or a certain social class at this point, right? And that's not always been your story. I mean, would your preference not be African American, or would you stay, or would you go, the other race?
So I would prefer to stay Black.
Okay,
That's always the preference. However, if I meet a nice Caucasian guy who
come on,
can relate to and loves me as much as I love him and
come on, Jacob,
checks all the other boxes, then I'm gonna love who I want to love. Like it's not gonna be based on just the color of your skin.
come
Like
on,
because I feel like you can meet these brothers and let me be honest. Let me just be real honest.
brothers or brothers?
Brothers, whatever. Like most Black men, when you get to a certain level, like you're not tolerable.
Huh?
So most brothers, when you get to a certain, let me tell you, when you get to like 6, 7, 8 figures, don't nobody want to deal with you
Yeah.
because
Why?
of because of how you act and how you're not reasonable and
Oh,
unrealistic, and your head is big, your pride so big, and it's just like
I'm
a
offended.
lot of them are not humble.
I'm so offended.
Don't be, don't be, don't be. It's like you want, like when you meet a nice guy who is they got his stuff together, like his, and when I say his stuff together, that he don't gotta be rich. He ain't gotta be, a baller or nothing like that. He just gotta have a good heart and know what he
Yeah.
wants, have good leadership. There gotta be some core things there that you can build upon in a relationship in a future with longevity. But if you just coming to the table and you just got your stack of cash and it's like do whatever I say kind of thing, it's like don't nobody want that. And a lot of times because when you're at the top, you're lonely. And I'm gonna say it
Mm,
like that. And a lot of
mm,
people that are
mm.
up there, they're lonely and they don't have to deal with people. It's not a requirement of them, and they don't have a lot of social skills. So
I'm so offended.
don't be offended. Don't be offended.
It feels so absolute.
It's not
Mm.
absolute. Or maybe I just talk in absolute. Maybe that's what that is. I'm sorry. But I met a lot of brothers that make great money and they look well put together, but they can be
It's
butt.
me, my papa.
They can
No,
be
that's not.
butt.
That's the food.
Mm.
Yeah, that I can agree with that. I think that can be true, but there's also some brothers and some gentlemen who can make good money. And I agree with you. Sometimes it really is lonely at the top, and you do crave community. And community is not necessarily always, just your immediate family, but finding other avenues of healthy community. I do believe healthy community is transformative and makes everybody's lives better. But more or less, it's just like, I'm sorry that was your experience. You know what I'm saying? I can't
Yeah.
change. I can't change your experience. You know what I'm saying? And Lord, every brother's not like that. If he's six and over, he's not.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I mean, this. I mean, everything. I agree with everything Julie said, even from the standpoint. And I'm not gonna say it's just brothers. When you see
Oh yeah,
our
definitely.
our women who have advanced, then all of a sudden it's like, who are you?
And we
It's
real
like,
particular. We
oh,
real.
yes. That's why I see a
Mm-hmm.
lot of older women with younger guys, or whatever, whatnot. I mean, and I'll take it a step further, right? I'm gonna say some of it is, as far as the men goes. I'm gonna say to a certain point, it is true. Some dudes prefer to be with the other race because of the points that he made. So it's more, hate to say it, more cooperative. It's more communication. It's more conversation. It's more. It ain't necessarily say she wait on your hand and foot. Some do. Some black women do. But it's more of a helpmate, a team, than us being enemies. And he said it when he said it. It's true. We play enemy to each other. We always trying to one up the other one. And I'm not talking about the old generation, and maybe not us, um, but the younger generation now. That's what it is. It's we're trying to one up the other person.
Everybody got time for that.
It's no there's no team effort anymore. We always say there's no I in team. Whatever's, if a relationship is supposed to be a team, why do we keep trying to be um, solo partners? Why are we doing X, Y, Z? And then let's go further with it. In my mind, it's just not white women. I'm going to say from what I've seen, or if you've been looking, more older men are dating younger women. Why? Let's just call it spade a spade. I'm not trying to be absolute, but Jules, you got to give me this. Some women don't even want to change for love, but they're so damn bitter. They bitter, they hurt, they always want to hold something in their pocket. You want a relationship, then you don't want to commit. You self-sabotage your relationship, but then you want the brother to continue treating you like you $1 million. But then because you up here, you treat him like he ain't nothing. It's just like we're supposed to be on the same level. It's two became one, and we two became one. Nobody is higher than other. We're supposed to work together. Now, the hierarchy is God, man, woman, and the kids. But I tend to say, there's too many brothers out here walking around, excuse me, with no necks, and there's a lot of women walking around here with no heads. So it's like you miss the
Not no
whole
heads.
yeah concept of the whole situation. Well, they look good.
It's the structure. It's the placement of the man. That's what it's.
Yes, yeah. It's just, and like I said, I understand the hierarchy, but I am one to say, I said it at school. Sometimes the woman has the vision, you have the execution, and sometimes it can be vice versa. I've experienced or I've been in something where it was a partnership. It was no secrets. It was nothing I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want to withhold anything. I felt safe around you. Our arguments were minimal. We had fun together, and we spent more time together being around each other than being around anybody else. We made our relationship priority. That's what we did. We made it priority. Mamas didn't matter, daddies didn't matter, what friends didn't matter. You made your relationship priority. And in our society, Black people, we don't make our relationship priority. We make getting the bag priority, the house. We're doing this, they're doing that, the keeping up with the Joneses, and does he provide? Can I do this? Well, does she cook? It's like, bro, both y'all can cook together. We both in the same house. Whoever gets to the bill first, pay the bill. Because it's our money. It's not an individual thing. It's our money. Now, go back to what the brother said. That concept works better with a lot of the Caucasian women than it does some of our Black women. Hate to say that, goddamn play our Black women, but that concept and that thought process, it just works well. And even with the younger women. So I use this. My brother seen this younger lady at Bar Louie last Friday. So he went over and spoke to her, with his that. Went to the bar, had a conversation. She didn't ask for a drink. She didn't ask for nothing. Like, they sat there and literally had a 10-minute conversation. He decided not to go further, only because the young lady was 29 years old, and because of what his age was. And I said to him, bro, there are a lot of us missing out on women because we're talking about age. I got another partner who I don't know if we're still together or not, but she gotta be at least 31, 32 right now. When I tell you, she does stuff that any 35 and up woman ain't even thinking about doing. And then some people say, oh, because she's easy to mold. Some, yes. Others, no. They just as strong as Jews, or even my people, or the women I have in my life. They just have a whole nother concept of communication, of partnership. And my partner right now is hurt because that female that I'm talking about, they're no longer together. And I hate it. But when I seen her, I was like, man, say, y'all need to be together. Y'all deserve each other. And he knows it. Why we realize it after the fact, I don't get it. But at the end of the day, man, when I tell you this girl was exceptional, and I was tripping because I was like, who is this girl? How old is she? I mean, she's doing stuff I don't even see older women do anymore. And she was very acceptable to certain things, and she wanted to be included. She wanted to help out. She wanted to work. She wanted to be here, be there. Hey, babe, what about we open up this business? Hey, what about this? Hey, what about that? Like, it was a partnership. It was truly coming and formulating into a partnership. But a lot of brothers are missing out because you talking about she too young. She's too young, bro. You got these 50-year-old women dating 32-year-olds or married 32-year-olds. Hey, it may be the way to go. But if they into it, just it depends on their maturity level, their emotional maturity level. If they have to communicate, if they have the what I want to say, if they have the desire or they know how to communicate effectively. Um, but yeah, man, in some cases, yeah, brothers go to the other side because it's just more welcoming to be over there than to deal with the rah rah rah. As they say in the Bible, I'd rather be standing on top of a house than in a house going back and forth with a woman.
So let me ask a question. Do you think that some of this is just the idea of escaping some cultural stereotype that Black people have?
Mm, no, I really think my honest answer to that would be no. You're just tired of the BS. You're tired of going through the
Like,
whole
what?
cycle, the cycle
Okay.
of drama. You know what I'm saying? And I don't get it twisted. Dudes, you a drama. You are definitely drama. Some of y'all are real drama. Some men are not. Some women are not. Like a needle in a haystack. You find one, bro, hold on to it.
So do you feel like
Um,
that's a racial thing though? Like you think that's Black women in general? Like Black men
mm,
are escaping drama of the Black woman.
I think, well, first let me say that I think Caucasian women can be drama as well. So it's not just black women that are drama. It's stereotype that yes, it's more of our race of women that
I
are you got some on your lip are more
no, I
drama
appreciate it.
than the other races. Yes.
I
So
disagree a little bit, brother.
you can't. That's fine. Hey, that's fine. I like to disagree. But to answer your question, escaping, some of them are, and then some of them are they're escaping or they're just tired of putting those certain things.
No, so let me be clear. I don't disagree with everything you said. I just disagree with a certain part.
Okay.
Um, I think you're 100% right that it's diverse. Like drama can be diverse. I
Yes.
think in this specific case, though, the point he made in his comment was, I got videos of African American women saying, "I don't need a man. I
There
don't
you
need
go.
this. I don't need that." Like, so he's basically responding to what our women are saying. And but
Mhm.
here's the
Mm,
deal: he's receiving it in a general way. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Whereas, you know, it
Is that
scares them. It
yeah?
a person ain't gonna want. I don't care if you're black, white, green, purple, blue. A person ain't gonna want to be in a relationship they don't feel safe in.
mm-mm.
Or they feel rejected. Like that's
They
just the
feel
feeling of
rejected.
being
Like,
rejected from my own community
right,
because um they feel like they don't that
right,
the majority of Black men is just not worth it
correct.
because
And
they
then
don't
when you
need them.
see a lot of people co-sign on it, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It almost is like kind of like this general perspective. And then when you see so much of it, it begins to just it's hard to think about that without considering the fact that that might be the case, or that you might
So
learn, that you might get
can
there.
can I ask this question too? Like I feel like it's kind of a double-edged sword with this. Is that like in this day and age, like when I was a kid, my dad taught me to be not need a man.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you grow up in that kind of environment, even my grandmother was like, don't wait on him to do nothing. Just go do it. If you want to do something, just go do it. And so we live in a culture where, what we want and what we need and what we desire, we can go get on our own without having to wait on somebody to do it. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
in a culture prior to that, we would, you know, seek out a mate or a husband and he would help us to get the things that we desired. Well, nowadays, we don't need a man to do um, things that need to be done around the house or to fix something or to buy something. We have our own money and things like that. And I think because of that idea and that concept is that you don't, the idea was not to be dependent upon living your life based on whether or not you had husband. And I think that was something that a lot of men taught their daughters because of just some things that were going on back in the day, that because women would get trapped into relationships where they couldn't leave because they had no source of income, because they didn't have tools or trade, and they didn't have the ability to take care of themselves, and say they didn't have family to go run to. And so I think our culture has built our Black women to be strong, to not have to physically need or depend upon a man. However, that concept of marriage and growth and building and family, it is imperative that we have a man. And that is the part of the relationships and the community of being married and needing a man, and his place in the home is not just like discussed and out there openly for most people to see or understand. Because I guarantee you that woman that be out there, the women that be out there be like, I don't need a man, I don't need a man. I bet she want one. And that's what she's probably saying. I don't need a man, but I want a man. But you were designed for a man. That's how God built us. And so you need a man as well. It's not just a want. It is a want and a desire, because that's how God built us. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
don't, I
Be
think
for
it's
real.
kind of a double-edged sword though. Like, I personally can pay my own bills, can go get whatever I want, drive whatever kind of car I want. I can go wherever I want to go.
Tell them,
I can
Jules.
however I want to do. I can fix stuff in my own house. Like,
Come
I
on,
don't have no
mechanic.
problems with that. But I need a man in my life, because that's got God designed it. I don't need him to do or pay for something, but I do need him to build. I do need him to grow with. I do need him to fill the void of loneliness. You know what I'm saying? Because we are not meant to be on this earth alone.
Say it, Jules.
So, like, there are some essential qualities that men need women and women need men, because that's how God designed it. That's why we're here together. And all this other nonsense of, I don't need a man and I can do this by myself. Yeah, you could, but why? Don't make
That's
sense.
always been my question. That's always been my question. I can say that I've had good women and I pushed them away, right? But you know, because being shallow, being dumb, whatever the case may be, I can own up to that. I see women now, or I've experienced being in something, and you know, it's like I guess it's funny to me when I hear a woman say, I don't want to be in control. But you can't never position yourself not to be in control. And
Don't know how to.
I don't ever want to be I don't ever want to be totally in control. See, my thing is, my whole mind concept is team. Like, we have to work together to build this castle. And that's what I'm gonna do. Whoever I marry, I'm going to work together so we can build this castle. Because Jules, I'm like you. Please let me confess. Let me say it to the world. Greg can do it by himself. I don't want to. Let me tell you why. Man, I planned a vacation and I sat and thought, if I was the only sole person working in my house, the vacation, the airplane tickets alone are almost $1,000. We ain't even paid for the whole inclusive resort and everything else, right? And then you start thinking about, once you get down there, you're gonna want to spend money, like buy certain stuff, do little adventures, this, and that. And then you gotta come back and live. And then I have to pay a whole mortgage. I have to think about paying these credit card bills, this, whatever the case may be. I even use my grandma. My grandmother said, me and your grandfather had an agreement. He took care of the house stuff. All I'm doing is buying groceries. So that's when I started working. And she said to herself, when your grandfather got us in this house, I knew we couldn't afford it. I knew it was going to be a stress thing with him. But he said he got it, so I trusted him to go ahead and make it happen, right? And my grandfather did. But in the instant that my grandfather would reach out and help other people. Now, again, these same people you help ain't always looking to help you back when you're in need. So then you put yourself in a financial strain, right? So but through that whole thing, my grandmother supported him. It was never kicking in his back. It was never belittling him. It was never, hey, what you doing? Or move, I got it, this, and that. They had conversation, not around us, but they had conversation and whatever, and she voiced her opinion. However, at the end of the day, if my grandfather said, let's move this way, then it's moved. And when they moved, it wasn't a sense of, let me kick you in your back because I told you this wasn't going to work. She supported him. And even in the midst of his, what I want to say, even in the midst of him not being able to actually be that man or whatnot. And then we had to make total arrangements. And then when the total arrangements happened, she still loved him the same. It wasn't, oh, I'll tell you this nigga wasn't gonna be able to do nothing. This, and that. I wasn't gonna do this. It's just like, we don't have that no more. And then these same individuals talking down, I don't want to be in control. Yes, you do. Because you don't want to, and I'm not gonna fight you with that. It's just like, okay, cool. You want to run the show? Cool, run the show. I don't mind being a sous chef. But when I tell you I'm gonna raise up both hands, when I did that vacation thing and I started thinking about that, even if you make six figures now, you don't make enough money to take like, bro, shut the hell up, bro. If you got the right woman, she's going to see you as a leader anyway. But you have to, it's a partnership. Mommy, it's a partnership. And it's not gonna always go your way, not gonna go their way, but you have to know, as D would always say, you have to know your partner and learn how to communicate and be like, hey, babe, this is what I'm doing. What you think about this? What you think about that? Include them in what you're doing. But if you just want to be, out here on your own, bro, I pray for you because it's a lot. It's a lot to be out here taking care. Think about it. Mortgage now is like $2,500 for up. Then if you have a car note, that's another $300-$400. Then you got credit cards. Then you got, let's say you got 2-3 kids. Now groceries, this, and that. Not saying your wife's not working, but what if you are the main provider and she's not? So it's kind of like, okay, cool. So she's helping doing in this manner, right? But at the end of the day, everything leans on you. I don't want that pressure. I know I can do it because I take care of mine. As you'll say, I take care of me. I pay these bills here. So I can do it, but I'm at that point in my life, hey man, I believe in partner. I want a partner. I want somebody we can travel with, laugh with. We can raise hell together. We can go through the storm. We can cry with. That's where I am. And I think when you are seriously talking about having a relationship, that's where you have to be mentally. You have to be, and Dee done taught me a long time ago, you have to be in the state of mind of death to self. It is no longer about you. Yeah. It is about the team. Go ahead, D, my bad.
You good? Nah, brother. I mean, you good. I think only thing I would consider is this. I'm gonna take an attempt to try to put this into perspective. When you were getting when our women were getting this knowledge about or this advice about what is development to say, hey, you don't need a man, it was built off of a dated perspective. Meaning whereas the perspective was off what the parents had experienced or the trainers per se had experienced in their life and what they wanted to try to help that young person avoid without being able to fully understand what the future would be like, right? Mm-hmm. So I also think that there is some capacity was some sort of fear factor to make you want to protect that person at some capacity to say, don't do this, prepare yourself, right? And, condition yourself to be able to survive without a man, right? Um, and I'm telling you that perspective. I feel like is one that um to me that is influenced a lot of why African Americans get married so late.
Mm,
Um, it is
yeah.
influenced why a woman feels safer being a single mom than being a wife.
That's,
Um, which is insane to me,
that is
right?
crazy to me.
No,
Um,
it's not. It's like that's that concept of like if I'm gonna do bad, I'm gonna do bad by myself.
that
Yeah,
is Tyler
but
Perry,
yeah,
right?
No,
that's a
I'm not.
movie.
Not just
That's
Tyler
not
Perry. That's
real life.
real life. That's
Nah,
real
That's
nah.
real
life.
life. That's real
That's
I
life.
real
didn't do
life.
But
bad by
those
yourself,
those but you
but you
by
have a part to play in
yourself.
that
Think
bad.
about
But
it. But you by
listen, but
yourself.
listen. Sometimes some people can bring you so much hardship and so much drama unnecessarily to
Then
just
what?
constantly have you hurting and in a desperate position and just not building and growing and doing the things that they should be doing in the relationship. And that's that fear is like, okay, oh my God, I'm going to get into this relationship with this person, or I'm in this relationship with this person and they toxic.
Well, these are the same people that women are giving their wombs to, that are giving their
Hmm.
bodies to, and then want to say what you just said.
Yeah,
And I say that respectfully. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
That's why you have to.
you don't like all of that extra stuff, right? But what you do like, you know,
D.
you
Oh,
settle
there you
for.
go.
Yeah, you don't
Mm.
like all the extra stuff, but what you do like is what you know.
Yeah.
You like something enough to give your womb to them and to give your body to them. And
Or you just
unfortunately, that's not enough. But you don't, you know what I'm saying? But then you say, I don't need, this brother, right?
Mm. Or you act as if you don't need the brother.
You act as
Right.
if you don't need him.
Right. So, Jules, let me ask you a question. You said something
Hey,
earlier
DJ.
how your father raised you, right, to
mhm.
be independent. You know what's crazy to that is we are the only race that does that.
Yeah.
White people, they raise their daughters. Hey, you going to college? You need to find you a husband.
Yep.
This is the way that you need to find. This is what you need to be looking for. This, and that.
Same thing for
The
Hispanics.
right, the
They
white folk.
giving them
Oh
away.
man,
The daddy's
right,
giving
the
them
white.
away.
Yes, the white folk. Like, and then if you flip it to the men are setting up their sons to find a wife, and this is how you need to provide. I'm gonna give you, this stepping stone, this and
Hmm.
that, blase, blase.
I
And
see.
as far as you said, like Hispanics, like they work together. Even the Asians, they'll all live together. Everybody get a house every year. I had a Hispanic friend told me that the way that they do it is like he's married, so he has two brothers and no, it's him and two sisters, right? So they all what they do every year is there's a pot. Every year there's a certain amount of money each family put in their pot. So each family that year gets that money for like the whole 2024. On December, they get that money in their pot. And then the next year it's the other family's turn. It goes back to what I just said. We act like enemies to each other. We treat each other like enemies. We walk around with no communication. F you, F you. We listen, but we don't hear about what. So let's just say me and Jules married. She tells me, well, Greg, man, my face has been hurting all day, and then I slap her in her face. Bro, did you just not listen to what she said? Her face, or we're in a state of mind where we want to hide all our insecurities or hide our issues. It's like if Jules see me hurting, then you see me hurting. Don't sit there and just let me hurt. Like, help me. Do something. Don't sit there and say, you'll be hurt. You'll be all right. So you just gonna
Mm,
watch me be in pain. You know what I'm saying? And then it's crazy to me because there's brothers who reach out here to be that helpmate. But normally, or let me ask this: do you feel as though in 2024 the good brothers still finish last? Jules, I don't like your face. It looks like a yeah.
I don't know. Like, I
I'm
don't
not
know.
talking about long term ago. I'm talking
I
about the
don't
good one.
know.
Does
I don't know.
because I believe sometimes the good woman finish last. Why do I say that? Because me and D both said it. And it's funny, me and D actually did it at the spot. And I'm not gonna tell them, but when you say you're used to something or I've always chased it, I would always chase it, I was always interested in projects. It's like, man, here I am with this project I'm chasing after. But here's this other chick who is ready and willing to give me everything at a drop of a dime, but I am ignoring her to chase after this project. Like, bro,
But
when
that
I
means
realized
that
that a
you're not
long time
ready.
ago, hey, and I have to say that when I met Ty, I said that because of the situation I had went through before then. When that young lady looked at me and said, "I love you," and I couldn't tell her that, she already knew. She already knew. And when she looked at me and said, "I know you can't, but I still love you." Look, when I tell you, I talked to KC is still today because today is her birthday, happy birthday. She said she talks about my aunt and uncle. I'm gonna see if I can get them on the show. When I tell you the way they love each other, it's like we should be loving each other. Like they are best friends, like literally best friends to the ends of the earth. She'd tell me all the time, if he goes, I don't know what I'm gonna do, Greg. But they are best friends. They support each other. The conversation is different.
Hmm?
He asks her questions about when she want to do something. He'd be like, "Baby, you think about this, think about that." He'd be like, "Yeah, okay, well, cool. I support you. Let's do it." And that's it. If it work, it work. If it don't, it don't. And then like my aunt is an event coordinator for weddings. So whatever she needs help with, he just jumps in. He don't ask, okay, well, I'm gonna go get this, you go get that, and whatnot. Man, when you can truly get yourself, I believe anybody can have that, but it takes work, it takes effort, it takes having an open mind, and you have to be able to put yourself outside the relationship and think about the relationship as the whole. Again, going back to the team aspect. I believe my brother got it. When I tell you, man, Miss Lewis is awesome. Yeah, I don't know about other stuff, but the way this black man be everywhere, and how he doing stuff in the city is just like they don't. I've seen it where he's been somewhere. They said, "What's up?" Kiss each other and be gone, but she's still there supporting. She got the kids there. She doing her thing, and they don't have to be in each other's face, but she's there. That means a lot to her, but that encourages that you want to be here. I don't have to ask you. You want to be here. I don't have to tell you you want to be here. And then I believe it's vice versa. Now I may have hyped it up a little bit, but I mean, D, you speak to it. I just tell you what I see.
I was gonna let Jules go, but
Oh, go
more,
ahead, Ju.
but yeah, I know. You know, I don't know. I'm gonna let Jules go first, and then I jump in.
Mm-hmm.
Are you good? I was just gonna say that, like on that comment about, um, the good brothers missing out or whatever. I mean, they just missing out on drama. you know, like real talk. Like you may think the woman is good and ready for you and all this other thing, and she has all these qualities, but she probably not in the right season to receive you, which is why you don't get the action, which is means that she respects you enough to not put you in that process. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? To put you through nothing, which, if it comes back around to that season again to where she's ready, then she'll let you know. So you're not really missing out on nothing. You're missing out on some heartaches. I feel like some brothers be trying desperately to get in a door that's closed at the moment for a specific reason. And then when they bust through the door and then they be like, oh my gosh, she did me so wrong. Or she don't got enough time for me, or she this and that, and she this and that, and you all in love over here, but she like, I already told you, I'm not there. And I think it's vice versa for women. Like they be chasing these dudes down, thinking they a good brother and all these other things, and they just want him because he look good on paper or he look good or whatever it is, but fail to realize this person ain't in the season that you in. And then they be mad when they get hurt or get played or get done wrong or don't get received the way they want to be received. Is because you chase this person down who wasn't available to you. You know what I mean? And sometimes you just, like we were talking earlier, you gotta kind of just don't just accept everything coming through the door. You gotta know if it's good for you too. It may look good and desirable, but can you build on this? Is this something that you can see moving and growing with on a regular basis? You know, in hindsight, with this person, this is the type of person you gonna bring home to your parents. You know, this is the type of person that you gonna have a baby by and be fine with it. You got to be thinking about all those things, like up out the gate. Like, how much time I'm gonna get this dude? Like, what you about? What you bringing to the table? And that whole thing about like, this is why I don't really give dudes like your checklist of what you got going on or what you desire, what you want. Because when they come to the table, you can sometimes just be like, oh yeah, he not ready.
Well, if your table not that big though.
It don't matter how big your table is.
But
It
what if
really
the
don't
table
matter
ain't
how
nothing to
big your
stand
table
on?
is.
Huh?
What?
But what if you at the table and you ain't got nothing to stand on?
Listen, we coming to the table together, right?
I understand, but
Come
I'm
on,
saying
Tim.
like
Yeah.
understand. But what I'm saying,
Understand?
here's the deal: you got to also understand sometimes who's also at the table, respectfully.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
what I'm
got
saying.
kid. So you got ooh. So you got mama at the table, the woman that you're interested in, and you
Mm-hmm.
got depending on how many kids you got, they at the table.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on if daddy in life or not, he at the
Mm-hmm.
table.
And if it come with drama or not,
You know,
That
that's
too.
what's
you
on the
know,
plate. But that's
if it
what's on the
come with
plate.
somebody got to
That
pay child support or not, if it
that
come with, you know, special needs or not, if it come with, you know, the parents
Emotionally
who
immaturity.
always in the picture or always meddling in the relationships, like you got to peep game and listen when people be talking to you about their stuff. Like,
or you just gotta be able to truly assess it and say if that's for you or not.
yeah,
Because yeah, that table, what I'm saying is what if your table is not big enough for the person you think, you know, you got enough room for that man at the table, but he can
You really don't.
you don't have any
You really
room for
don't.
him to pull up a chair. You know what I
but the
mean?
It's
question
He's
is,
coming
it's
to the
almost like
table. He's coming to the table with technically. So if I told you that at a table is the mom, the kids, and the father of the children at the table, without even talking about anything else, what would you automatically assume?
um,
hmm,
I got like a million questions that just popped in my head.
sure do.
No, that's
Sure
what I'm
Like,
saying.
do.
No, I'm just
Sure
saying in
do.
any scenario, right? I'm saying,
so
oh,
any
you know, you
scenario,
got
I got a
like
million
no, that's what I'm
questions.
saying. You got mama, you got the father of the kids,
Mm-hmm.
and you got the kids all at the table,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm,
right?
Mm-hmm.
that's a
What
lot
what
of grace.
who
Ooh,
like
that's a lot.
what would you honestly,
That's a
how would
lot.
you process like what automatically what would you think if you know what I'm
So
saying?
my first process is this is going to be a whole package, right?
Yeah.
And then my
Yeah.
second thought process, what kind of package is this going to be? And my first
Mm,
assessment is that say if I'm talking to the dude, right,
Mm-hmm.
and he got all this at the table, my first assessment is like, you know, what's going on with y'all? You know, where you at in your life? You know,
who's
Mm-hmm.
cooking the
when do you
meals?
think, huh?
Is she cook who cooking the meals?
No,
Who's
I ain't asking
no,
them
that's what,
that question.
yeah,
I ain't
that's
asking
what you I'm
because
messing
it
with
don't
you.
even matter. It don't even matter.
Yeah.
Like that type of stuff don't even matter because that's something that can easily be worked through. But
No,
when
no,
I'm
no,
talking
no, no,
about
for sure.
big stuff, like what I'm listening to, tell me about your life, how you live your life on a regular day basis. What's your week look like? You know what I'm saying? Because I want to know, how do I fit in your week, or how do your children fit in your week? How do your baby mama fit in your week? How do anybody else that's in your life right now fit in your week, right? And I'm gonna be sitting listening to what go on, right? And I'm not gonna be asking questions like, how do I fit in, or where do you see me at in your life? No, I'm gonna see how I fit in your life based on the information you give me,
Mm. But you got
so
to
Listen,
that
make sure
I
also
can
the information
assess.
is. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I'm just saying you got to make sure the information is true. Because some of
Yeah,
us be saying that oh yeah, you can fit and you here and this and that, and damn well you was not ready when you walked up on me. But when I asked you this question sitting at this table, are you ready to do this? Are you ready?
no, you
How
don't ask,
is
are you ready? You don't ask, are you
no
ready?
no
You
no no.
never ask, are you
But
ready?
but I'm gonna ask her, are you ready for are you in a mind frame of a real relationship?
No, you
Yep.
ain't
are
even
you
gotta do
I'm
that.
gonna ask
are
because
you ready?
if you're not in
No.
the mind frame, then we can't do this.
Are you
You ain't
ready
you
to
ain't gotta
allow
ask.
are you ready to allow another man to be the head of at the head of the table?
That's asking the question.
Can he be at the head of the truly stay at the head of the table and be at the head of the table, although he didn't
But like
set that table?
you don't. So here's the thing for me. I know whether or not this person can be the head of my table by how they move, how they treat
Oh,
me, how they act, like what they doing in their life, in their everyday life. Like I'm not gonna tell you that I can see you at the head of my table or nothing like. No, I'm not gonna do that. I feel like we get
understood.
ourselves
Understood.
we set ourselves up for the okie doke when we do that. Because realistically, it's important to see that person live their life according to whatever they saying or however they talking. You just give them a little bit of time and a little bit of rope, and just watch how they move and how they treat you and how they treat their children, and how they show up for other people in their life, to really see, have these conversations are just about life in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not fit to be trying to check my own boxes to see if you meet them. No, by asking you questions.
Oh, I'm not checking no boxes, but I want to ask you. So, with that being said, when you
Go
said
ahead.
that, I had the thought. I lost it. Oh, you said something that made me think about it. It'll come back to me in a minute. But yeah, I mean, certain, I'm gonna say I agree with D. Like some of the questions D said, you need to ask those questions because
Right.
if you're not in a
Who they
mindset,
teaching?
if you're not in a mindset of being open to something new, if you are still doing the same old things you did in your past relationships and your new relationships, as I'm watching you do whatever, then you're not in a position to be ready to be in a partnership. You're not in a position to say you're ready to be married. There's certain things you have to change about yourself to be in that position. And you can't always be quick to go back to your default switch. That's the
So let
whole
me,
purpose of you growing. You're growing into, you're supposed to be growing from what you learned in the past to this new person.
Yeah,
Not
that
not in a new situation doing the same old things. Because if they didn't work in your last 2, 3 relationships, what makes you think they're gonna work
whew.
here?
So
It, it, it makes sense.
that table analogy is an unpopular opinion, and it's not the most sexiest conversation, obviously,
At all.
but it's one you got to consider, because here's the deal. Like, okay, we're talking about this table. So you got mama at the table. In some cases, you got mama at the table. You got the kids at the table. You got one of
best
the
friend
kids' father.
next
You got one of the kids'
Yeah.
fathers at the table. You got the other kid's father at the table. And for
Mm.
another for another for any man to enter a situation, or any woman, honestly, any person, let's just say it that way, to come to a table that it wasn't originally set for them. I mean,
Tough situation.
that's a
It's a lot.
that's a
It's a
that's a
lot.
It's a
lot.
challenging.
That's a
So
It's
so
lot.
those so
challenging.
those questions gotta be asked. I just believe those
So
questions have to be asked.
But
ask,
you also
man.
gotta be like,
And you have to be real with yourself.
Self. That's it. You
Because
gotta ask yourself that.
there's a lot of us men. I'm gonna say more men than women. You say that you ready and you mislead somebody and drag them, and you have this false sense of hope. So they're vetting you, they're watching you, this and that, and what they're seeing. Okay, cool. All right, everything I'm seeing is what that is. Then it's kind of, and as Jules said, get a little bit more rope. Then you start seeing, oh, nah, you can't say that you ready to do X, Y, Z and still do that. Because even with the whole topic about the other woman, when older women now, some of them are set in their ways. They don't want to necessarily change. They you want what you want, and you're not trying to see anything else but what you want. Well, if that's the case, as we said earlier, then you need to stay by yourself because you want what you want. Because when you get into a relationship, it's not about what you want. It's about what's good for the team, the whole. And sometimes you got to know how to sacrifice for the whole. It's not going to be, you're not going to get what you want all the time. It's not going to be your way. It's just not. And I can testify that it was not always my way. There was times I pitched the bitch and probably act like a 4-year-old kid. So I can
um,
definitely raise both hands and say I probably did that. But that's because I was not mature enough in mind to have that thought process in that situation. Later on down the road, when I got with someone who had that same mindset, it was easy. It was completely easy
why was it easier?
because the person was in the same mindset as I was. They were tired of getting it wrong and ready to get it right. And then not only that, they seen the error of their own ways before you start seeing the error of my ways. Because see, all I can do is fix me. And I have to admit that I'm part of the problem. So if I'm part of the problem, I have to fix me. You have to fix you. And then if we're both doing that, and then we're seeing, hey, man, you know what? I could do more than what I'm doing for you. I mean, I know you think I do enough and this and that, but I see areas where I could do more. So I'm gonna take on that. I'm gonna take on trying to do more. Now, is that gonna happen in 21 days? No, but I'm using what I want to say. What I grew into having is being self-aware. Like I know when I'm not spending enough time with you. I know when I'm not doing this, and that, and I can pinpoint it, and I'll catch you and say, "Hey, you know what? Hey, let's go on a date. This, and that." And while we at the table, I'll be like, "You know what? I appreciate you letting me out here in the streets working, whatever." I said, and then you're in on my goal. The goal is for me to get here. And now on the flip side of that, I'm not going to use that as an excuse to not give you what I can do more of. So yeah, I'm working, I'm doing this, but I can't rest my head on that excuse because I need to show you I can do more to appreciate you as my woman to say, I appreciate you letting me be in these streets, doing what I do, working on my passion, this, and that. So I need to take time to make sure, hey, you know what? Let me show you that I appreciate you, that I love you in this way. And it can be something simple, fellas. It can be something real simple, like bathe your girl. It's cool, bro. It's all right. It's something simple. Yeah, who got the hand raiser? D, go ahead,
No, you're good. Hey, no. So something that's really unpopular that I'm really thinking about, because when Jules said what you said when you're talking about women are taught, and we hear this a lot. women are taught to, I like in the sense of like you don't need a man, or like you shouldn't have to depend on a man to be, successful or to be
Pick
efficient.
something
Right,
to
right.
support you.
Now I'm gonna tell you something that me. So what if the women we I don't think we've asked this enough. If the women are being taught that, what are the young men being taught? And
They've been
and
taught
and
that you
no,
require
hold on.
that woman.
No, they haven't. Here's what they've been taught. And I remember my papa saying this to me at one point. We've been taught, and I think it kind of rivals this kind of idea of you don't need a man from a woman's, or learning how to do things with like less like in an independent way. Young men are being taught by the older generation, start your own family. So if you think about this, right, in the African American sense, right, women are being taught they don't need a man, but having children with these men that they don't need. The young men are being taught start your own family, right? So if some of the young men are being taught like to start your own family, right? And there are really, and I'm saying there are really some good women out here with children. Like Jude is one of them, right? Really good woman with, who just happened to have children, from her prior marriage, right? If that's correct, Jules,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
A young man that's taught to start his own family will overlook a good woman like you, Jules. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so even and as you get older, it's going to be very hard to start your own family unless you go extremely young, or you go or you just decide, yo, I'm gonna actually just go against the grain. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And actually take a chance. You know what I'm saying? With this individual. Uh, I've seen a I've seen a lot of young men, well, men now do that, but I haven't seen a lot of our sisters really compromise as much. And just to your point, I would say I have a lot of sisters like Jules who who's just in a position that's like it's not that they don't need one, but they definitely want one. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of when they get the person, you know, it's just a matter when he comes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus, so I got to do what I got to
It's like
do
we're not
until he
desperate
comes.
for one, but we
Right,
need one. We need
right,
one. I don't want to.
right.
I don't want to put that out there. We don't need one. We
Need
need
one, would love
one.
to have
We're not
one. Yeah,
desperate for one.
right. Need one,
Yeah.
would love to have one, have the right one, and not just one, but the right
Right.
one. And but until he comes, I can hold myself down.
Yeah. I'm good. And I
Right.
don't. Please miss me with the new family.
Huh?
I was like, I'd be like, please miss me with the new family because I don't want no more kids. You got to come
See,
with a family.
now that's a whole
You
nother
got to come with
conversation.
your own
I
family,
think that's a whole nother
and we can
conversation.
blend a family.
No, we can't. But that
No.
see that goes back to that table. You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
yeah, like
It
that,
goes
the
back to that
table with
table.
you and the baby mama and the kids, or the ex-wife and the kids, or any of that. I'm fine with that. Like that don't scare me. My question will be more like, where you at in your life for real now that this is all,
But you gotta know you're
transpiring.
getting the truth.
So,
But you
Jules,
got
here's the
but
thing
how
though,
do you know you're
Jules.
getting the truth though?
Well, I don't know, but
Should you
here's the
see
question.
it?
I'm sorry. Here's my pushback, Jules. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Jules.
yeah.
With you saying that, right?
Hmm.
What if he doesn't have any children? Are you saying that he can't come at his own children to that table?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Mm. Oh. Ooh.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. You can't add no new children to this
Oh
table.
wow.
Whoa,
Oh,
whoa, whoa,
oh.
whoa, okay.
Say that I
That's
can't
all I'm
have no
saying.
children, but that out the gate initially, like I'm at this stage where like my youngest child is 8, and I don't want to start over with no babies. Now, if you
Mm,
have a baby in this season, I'm gonna love that child exactly like it's my child, and that's perfectly fine. But this body over here
mm.
will not be producing no more babies, God willing.
Jewel, that's borderline selfish.
It's borderline what?
It's almost borderline selfish. It'd be
It's,
different. I guess to
I
me,
think
it'd
people
be,
desire what
it'd
they
be
want to
different.
desire, but in this
Cool.
stage in my life, I don't want to create a new family in a sense. Well, it's going to be a new family, period, because we're going to blend our families together, or we're going to blend together in some way, form, or fashion. But I want to enjoy the rest of my life that I have left, any of it that I have left with this
That's not
person. And that's my perspective.
That's
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 my
not always a
hard.
my
guarantee.
that's my
Oh,
That's not
that's
desire.
always a
hard.
That's
guarantee.
my
That's
desire.
hard. That's
That's not
How?
so
always a
Y'all
hard.
still in,
guarantee.
wait,
That's not always
time
a
out.
guarantee.
Y'all are still in baby making zones.
We
I
Who?
am not.
always we're
Yeah.
always in here's the deal. We're always there because we can always do it. DC Young Fly, his daddy was 66 when he had him.
Right?
His oldest brother is 68 right now, 69. He got a grandbrother. The reality is, it just never, the capability never stops.
Not
Now,
saying
there,
that the
now
capability for women do stop.
I got you. So until it stops,
Yeah.
we need to
Yeah.
go on and have these little ones, and
Now,
and need to be devouring each other in a way.
We
And
can
here
do
we
then,
go.
that, but we not having no
Here we go.
children.
Here we go. Here we go. Well,
That,
I'm
that
just let,
but that's my personal preference. Don't
let,
judge
let
me.
me
Don't
see.
judge me.
So, I'm not judging, I'm just- I mean, I understand because you have to go through the whole possibility, the whole sequence of carrying the
mm,
baby. I get that part. I do get that part. Now, on the flip side of that, though, it's kind of like
mm,
that whole you said, well, we're gonna blend the family together. That's not always
mm,
an easy thing. That to
It
me,
ain't gotta be easy.
that's
It's not expected to be
that's
easy.
truly but it should no. That's no. It should be easy. If this is the man you choose to be in your life, then it should be a easy thing to do. You
It's an easy
but
concept.
when I say in the concept blend, however you want to put it, when you are blending a family, if it's the woman with the child, she has to set that tone for the kid to understand who this is in our house. If
Well, I
mm,
don't
she
want
does
to.
not set that tone in that house and he comes in trying to do that and she's not showing a unified front with those kids, there's going to be problems.
I
baby
agree.
kids,
I
baby
There's
agree.
kids.
going to be nothing
But
but problems.
however, I think that in my situation, I desire somebody that already has kids
Mm,
and that understands that whole fatherhood responsibility and all those other things, because that's something you can't really teach, and it's a really harsh transition when you
there's
don't
fathers,
understand and you don't have your own.
but there's fathers who have
And
owned,
then I
know
don't
how
have
to
to
be a
deal
dad.
with the desires of wanting your own children, and I already have mine.
Again, it's tricky. I understand what you're saying to come in with your own, but you have daddies who are not even
Which is why I don't. That's why I
who are
don't
not
date.
fathers, and then you have fathers who are daddies, but you have the baby mama sitting.
And
So
I'm not dating no young boys that ain't got no kids, because you
but the
know.
older ones are even worse.
And if they older and they ain't got no kids and they
All
want
right,
kids,
we got to pick this up. I thought we make this a
That's a
part two.
hard. I'm telling you, that's a
Yeah,
hard
she done
thing,
added
bro.
something to it.
That's
So I
hard,
thought we
bro.
make this a part two because I know it's already
But
passing.
let me tell
You
you,
gotta get
there
back.
are plenty of daddies out there in the world.
Yeah, there's plenty of people playing. There's you say
There's
there's
plenty of
plenty of
people that's
daddies.
in my
There's
same boat.
not there's not a lot of fathers. There's a difference. There's a difference. There is a difference. I will say I had a daddy, but my grandfather was my father. There's a difference. There is a totally difference. I do understand that part. Man, look, we can do it 2 minutes, but yeah, I already held y'all long enough. Great conversation. Excuse me, Darion, since you got to keep that together. Very good conversation. How about we do a part 2? Y'all agree?
That's cool.
I agree. My baby, my women with children who don't want to have the other man's babies.
Oh my gosh.
Look, so let's do the 2 minute drill, and we're just gonna sign off because I know it's already past that time, and I want to make sure y'all get back to y'all families, man. I want to help your family is everything. So, Jules, go. What's up, 2 minute drill? Jules, don't feel defeated. We're not defeated. We're not judging you.
I don't feel no pressure.
Okay. Cool,
I don't feel no
cool.
pressure. I ain't worried about it.
Good,
I feel like
good.
God, whatever God has for you will be for you in whatever season that you need it. So I ain't too worried about it. I trust him that he's gonna provide me with who I need when I need, and that I have the right discernment to choose.
Right.
Because right now I'm not choosing, so it don't even matter.
Right.
Anyways,
go ahead, D. I'm just gonna sign this out, bro. I'm gonna give you a break tonight.
Yeah, no. Okay, yeah, man. Like if she say, if she say she don't want to have no more kids, shoot that club up anyway. Just go ahead and shoot that club up. Cause you already here's the thing, like, hey, just go ahead and shoot that club up anyway, man. Disregard and just, hey, it's kind of one of the ask for forgiveness later.
Be like, oops. My bad.
Yeah, be like, oops, I did it again.
Cut you off.
Is that your 2 minutes for real, though?
Yeah, man, I'm triggered. Jules triggered me. She triggered me, man. Forget that. Shoot that club up. Especially if you want to be a daddy, be a daddy.
Oh man, that's terrible.
Nah, just playing.
Man.
Nah, just playing. That is terrible. Go for it, Tricky.
I heard I had a homeboy tell me like if I wanted to trap a girl, I would just get her pregnant.
Yeah.
Couldn't even think about how to say nothing.
But that don't work these days because nowadays I don't need you to raise a kid.
I hate you.
Yeah, Tricky said DJ Tricky said, yeah, I understand. You got to carry a baby for 9 months. Man, I had to deliver the baby for 9 minutes. I had 9 minutes, and then I had to spit that baby out.
9 months.
Right. I've been carrying them 9 months too. Until I met you. Until I met you. And now I have to shoot that club up.
People always ask, man, how you make it 46 and you ain't have no kids? Hey, bro, I'm not having no baby. I'm not. I refuse.
You say that until you get in your feelings. You shoot that club up. You shoot that club up. Tell me.
Nah. The club I shoot up belong to me, so I'm good. I'm part owner.
No, I'm messing with you.
But no, what I will say, going back to what the gentleman says, he said at the end that he loves black love, but he loves love. Man, to do this thing, man, you got to love. Stop being each other's enemy. Stop being each other's enemy. Find the common ground and build from there. You have to try to find the common ground. You got to get out of you and get into the main thing, which is the future of your relationship. So that's my last 2 minutes, man. Part 2, we're going to pick it up next week, man. You know how we do it. Think big, believe in God because he believes in us. I live by 2 mantras, faith and fear cannot dwell in the same place. And while you're on this side, till you get to the other side, always love, live, laugh, and then D say, shut the club up. Nah, I'm playing. We will see you next.
Up. Jules,
We'll
find
see
the
you next
common
Tuesday,
ground.
man.
Find the common ground, Jules.
On
It ain't
behalf
the
of
club. It ain't the club.
Darion,
Put your camera back on, Jules. Find the common ground.
on behalf of Darion, Jules, and our new licensed LLPC, the other little Webby. I'm TRWKY. We appreciate you joining us. Make sure you share. You got comments, email us. We want to know. We want to join in. Hey, I'm thinking next week, man, when we do the show, the listeners, I'm gonna give them the Zoom so they can get on the conversation with us. Instead of
Cool.
always just on the outside, they can just zoom in with us. Because I think I give it to 500 people. So we want to do that. We're gonna shoot it out so you can get in and you can be a part of the conversation. I think that'd
Great.
be cool.
Or you, or we can do. Can we do like a after hour?
Hey, you know what? I'm down with that. I'm down with that. I'm down with that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about
You know, we
that.
can't do an after
The
hour.
Zoom
You know
can
why?
work.
You know
Well,
why? You know why we can't do it?
because
No, you know what? No, you know why we can't do it after hour?
Why?
Because the club closed. That's gonna. Hey, look, that's gonna be the name of the next topic. The topic next week.
The
Club
club is
closed.
closed.
The
I
club is
got it.
closed.
But the club is closed. I'm gonna do it too. All
We're
right,
shooting.
man.
We're shooting that mug up because it's closed.
Look, y'all have a great Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you next Tuesday. Right
All
here on
right.
418.
All right.
Bye.